Our research project, called UPCiDe, Understanding Political Compromises in Democracies, started in January 2022. It is funded by the Swiss National Science Foundation. The project is focused on the evaluation of compromises in democracies, particularly on resistance to them. As such, our project is a contribution to democratic theory. The starting point of the research pertains to a kind of paradox. On one hand, compromises are perceived as an important source of stability in democratic governments. On the other hand, compromises in a democracy often arouse distrust and suspicion because they are perceived as a kind of betrayal or Faustian bargain. In its first part, the research is intended to provide a systematic new mapping of normative objections to political compromise. In this short presentation, let me now outline a selection of these objections related to three dimensions. First, some objections concern the possible disrespect of core values related to compromises. The principle of non-discrimination comes to mind here. Second, other objections relate to possible inequalities in a compromise setting, which can negatively affect those who have fewer resources in the negotiation. Third, we have identified a type of objection that is structured along a particular definition of democracy, according to which unmoderated conflicts are essential to the vitality of democracies. In a second step, the research provides a normative assessment of all these types of objections. The first category of objections, concerning the respect of values, seems to us the most robust. This anti-relativist objection reminds us that compromises can lead to outcomes that contradict some fundamental values. Indeed, compromise has no mechanism in itself that can protect us from this kind of danger. Concerning the objection of inequality, we assume that those who access the negotiation table are relatively more protected from inequality than those who are not involved in the decision-making processes. Our preliminary research suggests the importance of paying specific attention to third parties that undergo the consequences of compromise, although their consent was not required. Concerning the last objection, which relates to an antagonistic understanding of democracy, according to which conflict is irreducible, we conclude that this remains a controversial premise. Factually, in many European countries, a number of socio-economic conflicts have been resolved through so-called corporatist negotiations and social pacts without necessarily altering democratic vitality. At this first stage of the research, we wish to show that to examine the fairness of compromise, it must be subject to a multidimensional normative evaluation. More broadly, through this nuanced analysis, we hope to contribute to the debate on the merits of negotiated and deliberative decision-making. We think this is particularly relevant in a context of strong polarization, as is currently the case in some states. In the months to come, we will be pleased to offer further research results through this same channel. You will find here the links to the first publications related to the research. You can also check our website at any time.